Good morning from the Walt Disney World Resort. Today we are traveling back to the year 1994, and we're going to be hanging out with a good friend of mine, but also we're going to be hanging out with Hulk Hogan. Hi everybody, and welcome to the World of Micah. Today we are finding the filming locations for the 1994 Hulk Hogan cult classic, Thunder in Paradise 2, that was filmed here around the locations of the Walt Disney World Resort. You're going to get to tag along now. Let's take a closer look. And now we are heading to where a majority of the film takes place, the World Showcase at the Morocco Pavilion. And slowly making my way over to Morocco, and my friend who's hanging out with me today, Mr. Henry from Theme Park Preservation.
How's it going?
I'm gonna drop a link. Check out Henry's stuff. It's good stuff.
Thank you.
But the movie we're covering today is good stuff if you're into cheesy Hogan 90s movies.
If you like really buff dudes in wetsuits, this is your movie.
So in the film, they were heading towards Morocco, as you can see inside Thunder, the boat. They're heading right over here, and also, once they get here, they're way in. You can see Hogan and his friend getting off the boat here, going inside, and that water wheel, which now houses Spice Mill Road.
Spice Road Table.
Spice Road Table. I'm so glad you're here for that.
Somebody's got to be your fact checker.
I swear.
Jeez.
Spice. Gosh. This is where they headed in. Get the good zoom on here. There we go. You can see how much it's changed. By the way, it wasn't Morocco. Henry reminded me it was just some undisclosed Middle Eastern.
Name for it. I can't remember what they made up, some name of a generic Middle Eastern country.
But it definitely isn't Morocco with Tower of Terror in the distance. And you can see Hurricane, which was Hogan's character's name, throwing this bad guy right into the water next to the water mill here. And there it is, still here. Like I said, it's just kind of hidden behind the bar and restaurant. But Thunder pulled up, supposedly pulled up in an undisclosed body of water, you know, in the Middle East. But in actuality, they filmed it here in World Showcase. Imagine being a guest and seeing Thunder pull up here. I'm sure this whole area was blocked off, obviously, closed set. And right over there you could see Hulk Hogan. And fun fact that Henry brought up to my attention, is it Brian Lemon?
I just had it. I don't remember.
It's Jack Lemon's son.
Jack Lemon's son was the sidekick.
Yeah.
And you can see it like in his eyes and his facial expressions. They're like, that's like Jack Lemon light. Like Jack Lemon, but not as good, you know?
Right.
So,
his name was Brew in the film.
I'm just going to call him Lemon Jr.
Lemon Jr. And here's the opening shot. Once they're in Morocco, you can see the camel they had. They physically had camels here. And this is what it looks like current day. They really used this entire pavilion for majority of the shots. So they had the guards right up here. And straight ahead, up top, is where they were hanging out. Also, in this same area, the camel, you can be seen walking right in between those two pillars where Henry is. He is Mr. Camel right now.
Walk like a camel. I don't know how to walk like a camel.
There used to be a tree right here in this planter. You can see it right there. So they removed the tree, but that's where the camel walked out of.
What kind of tree is that?
And Henry just pointed out this tree is here, here, and here. But the one that we were showing in the shot has been removed. Also, it seems like there were different plants over here. Like these look almost like palm trees, and they've replaced it with a generic plant. But
easier to maintain.
I don't know. They usually had those little signs telling you what kind of plant or tree. This has some kind of fruit growing from it. Is that orange? Is it just? I think it's just an orange tree. Here's another shot, low ground, showing the fountain here and the main entrance straight ahead. What's cool is there's the light poles that are in this shot. Right here you can see those light poles, and they're still here. Same light poles. That's interesting. And they walked out of the restaurant here the Tangerine Cafe, which makes sense. These are tangerine trees out here, Henry. That's what it is. Tangerine trees
That makes
outside of the
perfect sense.
tangerine.
Why we didn't think of that?
Yes, but here's the fountain, and that's it. Current day. Pretty awesome. And Henry helped me find this location here. Pay attention to this door. Now this was the prison door where they put Hogan and Brew, or we're calling him Lemon Jr. inside. They've built basically a fake wall here and connected it here, and they had a guard sitting here at the Kit Cot. The plan has changed too since they've did this production, but this guy sitting here, the prison guard, he was basically right here. He's actually pretty big, because seeing the height of this and he's sitting down, it's crazy. You can see the explosion. Then when they grabbed the poles, it shocked him, and he laughed. Now this gentleman right here can also be seen in the Full House episode, The House Meets the Mouse. He's the guy who grants Michelle 3 wishes. True story. This actor right here. Now where he's standing, you'll be able to see this light pole here right behind me. So basically the camera would have been here. I'm sorry. The camera would have been here, and that pole can be seen. You can see them busting the door down right here. That's where it happened. I love seeing the top of that door. Still pretty much looks the same after all these years. So when Hurricane and Brew knocked the door down, look right in between them, you can see this light fixture right here. And you're thinking they built a wall there?
I think they had a fake wall here and here, because you only ever see these 2 corners.
Yeah, and they put hay right down here. Now this is where Hurricane and Brew dropped in on the wedding to rescue their friend, the princess. And this is it right here. Now a couple of things we were pointing out, that drain right here is 90% probably the reason they put that rug there.
100%.
I'll say 90 just to be safe. I don't know. Yeah, I'm sure. That's gotta be.
You're gonna get angry messages from the production designer of Thunder in Paradise.
Right here, that's where they dropped in. Pretty cool. This room actually looks a lot bigger on screen than it does in person. But this is where Hurricane and Brew dropped in, right down here. And this is also where Hogan's choking out the guy. And to the right of him is that rug, which would have been right here. The ground is the same pattern. And if you've ever wanted to slam yourself into the Hogan pole, you can. Here at Morocco, the light fixture and that door look the same right here. Now the actual covering of that light has changed, but the door looks the same as well as the pole. So he basically went like this. Whoa, brother! Oh, brother. 24-inch pythons. Come on, do it for the video.
I don't even know, how did he?
He just went straight.
Like just like a...
Nailed it. And this is the angle that his giant foot was about to stomp Hurricane's face. Right here. That's what Hogan would have been looking at. And to get this angle, I had to physically get on the floor. And just looking up when he stomps Hogan. It's right here. Actually, it was lower. Man, that was a low shot. They're basically laying on the ground. And this is where they land when they fall in. They kind of belay themselves down. Right here. They put a makeshift frame here and a curtain right behind Hurricane there. And this is where the officiant was ready for the ceremony. Looks like they put some flowers behind him, and I'm sure they shut this fountain off right here. This is where he was standing. Looks like they may have shut this off and put some flowers in here for aesthetic to where it's not a fountain. And that's pretty cool. You can see Hurricane and Brew right here sneaking around. going in between these two entrances. And pay attention to this sign. It has completely been covered up for the production shoot. But this is that area right here. They came out of that door and went into that little breezeway. And that's the sign.
You can tell that this sign's actually been replaced since then.
Yeah, it was a lot bigger.
The concrete is. It used to be bigger.
Good eye.
This would have been replaced probably when they. Oh no, Jasmine's over there. I'm not sure, but that's a different sign. Same spot, different sign.
Yeah, it actually is completely. You can see the shape has changed. And there was another plant here, which I'm believing a lot of these plants were here for production. You know, a lot of palm trees here. Palm tree here. But the light fixture here is the same, which is cool. And this was kind of a crane shot. You can see Hurricane and Brew coming in, the guards catching up to them. And it seemed like there was a sign here, like a menu sign perhaps. Maybe it was done for production. But there's another one of those set plants. And they came in right here. Like I said, it was a crane shot. But there used to be, over here, a light and some sort of sign. And the light was here, came out, and then right down here was where that sign that almost looks like a menu or something would have sat. Now this is them walking when she first arrives, and she thinks they're celebrating something in their country, and he said they're celebrating you because she is going to be his bride. Now like, pay attention to this. This is interesting. This light fixture here next to my thumb and this palm tree can both be seen present day. The palm tree, however, much taller. And that light fixture is right around the corner there. See it? Right there. But this is where they walked in. Pretty awesome. Giant parade for her as she was welcomed into the country. They did. We were just talking. They used every nook and cranny for this film. You can see Hogan right up here in between those little pillars. This is the building from the main entrance restaurant. But they really had him up there. Shot this pretty sure later in the day with the way the sun is looking. And this is a major forced perspective shot. Until you get here, you don't realize these towers here are not as big as they seem. That's it right up there. And here's another shot that was next to the now Lamps of Wonder. The light fixture and the sign has been completely redone, but this is another forced perspective shot right here. You can see the light fixture and the sign and the castle in the distance. Everything just looks so different on different lenses. That's why I love doing filming locations. See what it looks like in person. Right here was the entrance to the castle. You can see the guards. The door, you know, for being pretty old, it holds up. Still looks a lot wider on their lens, but
yeah, they had like a fake crossbar that they used.
That's right.
They like lifted, and then they like to do this whole thing where it looks like they're gonna open the whole door, and then just this little door.
Yes.
It's pretty funny. And then they put the crossbar back.
You actually see the latch right there next to that guy's head, to the left of it, and the latch is right here for the tiny door. So you can see the drain here and where this palm tree used to be. And they've got their bride, their friend, happen right here. There's the drain and the way the ground looks different right behind Lemon, Brew, and Hogan, and the bride would have been standing right there. But it was an angled shot kind of like this. And then you can see Brew and Hogan coming in. Hurricane, excuse me. They were standing right here. That's it. Just got it, man. Got it down. Sneak in. Don't let anybody see you. Right here. That's so awesome.
All right, Brew, let's get the guys. Come on, brother. Let's do it.
So we're pretty sure that this interior shot of the bedroom was done in Marrakesh, the restaurant here. That's not open, but if you pay attention to this pattern here, It's the same pattern outside of the Tangerine Cafe. So it's hard to find. It's a hard one. And that's a wrap on Morocco here at Epcot. All the locations that were shot here. Next time you come to Morocco, just know you're in a pretty hefty location for filming locations from Thunder in Paradise 2. Brother. Hopping on the monorail to head over to the Magic Kingdom Resort area, where we're going to be filming the rest of the sequences of the filming locations. So we are inside the Grand Floridian Hotel, which served as the Paradise Beach Hotel. And you can see they used the staircase here at the Grand Floridian. Seems like they used to have some furniture right here, but this is exactly where they were standing. And that little photo spot across the way was not here. But that's pretty cool. They actually filmed inside this resort. And this was the main entrance to the Paradise Beach Hotel, and this vehicle here is still here on property after all these years. But right here was the entrance, and the sign was placed hanging right there. It said Paradise Beach Hotel, and the vehicle was sitting right there as well. That vehicle could also be seen in the Full House episode. So many coincidences between this film and that episode of Full House. And long before this pool was here, this is where all the beach guys and gals would hang out. Jimmy Hart was out here. Brutus the Beefcake the Barber from WCW was out here. Hogan, everybody was out here drinking up, partying on the beach. It was a wild time, and you can definitely see Seven Seas Lagoon right behind them in a lot of shots. We're gonna match up as much as we can. Can't necessarily go into the pool area, but we're gonna match this up. So this area used to have some umbrellas and chairs, and you can actually see this pole and the Polynesian right behind Hogan and Brew and their friend who was the princess in the film. And that pole is this pole right here. Actually, to the left of them, you can see someone walking down that lip right there on that staircase. And here's another close-up between the three actors and that pole, and pay attention right behind Hogan. Yeah, that's right, the Polynesian. So they were standing right here. And see, the little girl in the film was even holding a Tigger plush. And Henry reminded me in her bedroom she had a Winnie the Pooh plush as well. Probably provided by the Disney parks. So right here was more or less where the shack was, where Jimmy Hart and all the guys were hanging out, making drinks and relaxing. You can see the front entrance to the hotel there, where the car was. This is about as close as you can line that up. There's also another scene in this area with the prince when he's first greeting the girl who he would take back to his country. Right here as well. And you can even walk on some of the Paradise Beach Hotel sand from Thunder in Paradise 2. It's still here. Not a lot of it exists, but it's still here. This is also the location from the Beach Boys music video, Kokomo. But there's a behind the scenes photo of Hogan and the director. You can see right here, camera and Hogan showing them filming out here. Now see, visual effects were the post group at the Disney-MGM studios. This was on the credits, as well as produced at the Disney-MGM studios with Panavision, and portions filmed on location at Epcot Center at the Walt Disney World Resort. They also had the cast and producer accommodations provided by the Disney Vacation Club. And I believe Old Key West was the location that they all stayed at. And that's a wrap at Disney's Grand Floridian Hotel. Look at that monorail going by, the 50th wrapped monorail. And now we are heading to our final destination, Fort Wilderness Campground. Gonna get there via boat. Successfully made it over to Fort Wilderness Campground, and straight ahead is Bay Lake. This is also the filming location from the dream sequence from the very opening of Thunder in Paradise 2, where Thunder, unfortunately, is blown up. They blew it up. Yeah, that's right. They blew it up right here on Bay Lake. Real explosion. No CGI. Imagine being a guest and you're staying at one of the resorts and you just hear a loud boom. And it was kind of more or less where that boat is now, in that general area. Long before they placed these danger signs and netting, this was a completely like accessible beach. You can see the white sand, and here's a photograph from the film Hogan and the cast here against Bay Lake as well. Also, another dream sequence at the very end of the film can be seen here on this beach as well with Brew. He had a big dream sequence with all the ladies, and all that took place here on this beach at Fort Wilderness Campground. Came all this way just for those few photographs and matching them up, but I had to do it. I had to make the effort for the locations. Now also during the film, they had a lot of scenes that were shot at the Indiana Jones Epic Stunt Spectacular over at the Disney Hollywood Studios, then Disney-MGM Studios. You can see in these screenshots what it looked like and the locations they used. To the naked eye and anybody just a random viewer of this film, they probably thought it was all shot in the same spot. But to us Disney aficionados, you can tell the difference between Morocco and Indiana Jones. Just a fun fact for you, they shot there as well. Well, we came, we saw, we took care of business here today at Walt Disney World, hunting down the filming locations for the 1994 Hulk Hogan cult classic, Thunder in Paradise 2. And I think our adventure for today has come to an end, which means thanks for hanging out, Henry.
Anytime.
It was fun.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna drop a link down below to Henry's stuff. Check it out. If you purchase something from him or anything, just tell him I sent you. Also, there's gonna be a link to his newly opened YouTube channel. Check out the one he just dropped of the Haunted Mansion, Kurt Russell and Donny Osmond. It's gold, it's amazing, and it also coincides with something that he just started working on and had completed for the House of Mouse. So check out some of his stuff. Tell Henry I sent you. But like I said, it's time to say goodbye. If you enjoyed this episode, please click that thumbs up button. The next time you're here at Walt Disney World, tell someone World of Micah sent you in. If you guys ever meet Hulk Hogan, show him my filming locations, or at least talk about it. Maybe one day I'll get to meet the Hulkster. But I will see you guys on the next adventure. Until then, stay weird. Goodbye.